What's up, everyone? It's Delete, and welcome back to Airport CEO. So in the last episode, we added our baggage claim system. So we have the ability for people to drop their bags off at these check-in desks. They go through our complicated and high-tech security system, which I just realized I have not actually hooked up correctly. Oh, no. Need to fix that. It's a lot of bags. Uh-oh. Well, that probably wasn't helping. Anyway, so those are going to get built and eventually pass through here. But they're going to go up to the baggage claim here, at which point trucks will come pick them up, take them to the various aircraft, and send them on their way. So here we got a truck. I guess it decided it... Did it grab cargo? Cargo for coast to coast flight 224. Was there any? I guess there were 0 bags loaded on that flight, but it did the path anyway. That's cool. Here we go. That one's taking some cargo. That's great. Anyway, so they're going to take the bags to the planes. The planes get loaded up. Passengers board. Goes to the runway, and it takes off. We also have general aviation. These are private planes, privately owned and operated up here. So we've got 4 here, 2 here, and then an additional 4 down here. These are all contributing to our airport's overall income. The last thing we need to add to fully round out our airport's suite of services is a security car. That'll go to our airport police station. And this guy is going to help us in the event of any security emergencies a flight might have. You know, if there's someone who's going absolutely crazy on a plane and they need to, you know, not necessarily arrest, but detain or secure the individual, they can do that. The only problem is our flight schedule is at capacity. So our small air traffic control tower can only handle 25 flights a day, and it is at its maximum capacity. Medium aircraft permit will allow us to go beyond that, I believe. But that's kind of it. So this terminal's about going about as strong as it can, really. The only thing we can do, aside from increasing our flight capacity by upgrading this, the only thing really we could do is build another terminal, right? So this is kind of Terminal 1. This is the whole airport right now. But what we could do is we could expand our property by unlocking this. We could build a medium runway and a medium terminal over here. And then that would allow us to take on a lot more flights. We do have the medium runway, which is bigger than our area here. So we will need at least one other area. But with that, we can take much larger planes. So for context, this is how big the medium aircraft stand is. It's a little over double the small aircraft stand. But it can handle flights like the 737, the Airbus A320, stuff like that. Big planes. Big planes can go on that. Extended commercial license lets us get the medium air traffic control tower. It'll also allow us to use catering, de-icing, aircraft cabin cleaning, multi-terminal operations. All that becomes available if we unlock that. So we're gonna do that, and let's hire some more administrators. I'm thinking we hire a couple here. Yeah, let's hire these crappy ones too. What the heck? Why not? Bring them all on. And then let's filter by skill level. I want to train these guys all up so that they don't suck as much. I want my staff to be absolutely as good as possible. Let's also bring on another janitor and another service technician. Yeah, let's bring those guys on and train them up. Okay, sweet. So we've got additional staff to help run the airport. And we've trained them up to be a little bit better, which is good. Let's add some parking structures. I think that's the next easiest thing. Oh, no. The economy just crashed. downturn in passenger and aircraft traffic in the near future. Okay, well, we'll be able to survive that. We have plenty of money banked up, and our airport is definitely operating in the green, so I'm not too worried about that. That's just going to be like a general slowdown. In the meantime, let's build up these parking structures. I could unlock this, but that would leave me with only 50,000. So we're going to wait just because we're not going to be able to do anything with it. Let's go and put all of our additional staff on this guy so we can unlock the extended commercial license. And then we could start looking at maybe cycling out our airlines, right? So the 3 airlines we've been running are Coast to Coast, Goose Wings, and Jumper. I don't want to take any Cessna 208s, and I think Jumper primarily runs the 208s and the DH6s. I would like to stop running the Cessnas at all. Goose Wings offers the same mix. They have the 1900Ds, which are about the same size as the DH6s, but really, in an ideal world, I'm just taking contracts that offer the Saab 340. Okay, here we go. Strata Regional for the small only offers the Saab 340. And that's what I'm kind of looking for right here, is only the Saab 340. So we'll take him for sure. There's also the vintage. So I have the DLCs for this game, which include helipads and vintage airplanes. So if you want to do some old, like really old planes, like the DC-3 is available here. I'm not going to do the vintage ones for now, maybe later, just because I want to keep it all aesthetically consistent. It'd be weird to have some 50s or 60s era commercial plane next to all of my modern commercial planes. But we'll take Strata Regional, and we're going to start working them into the flight plan with their Saabs. And I would like to filter out probably Jumper. And we've got an emergency wheel puncture on a general aviation flight. We'll be able to accommodate them. We've got 2 open hangars, so he can go into one of those, no problem. Okay, here's a DHC-6. And it's taking on 4. Okay, so the DHC-6 is a small plane. The 1900's a little bit bigger. The Saab 340 is the biggest. It can carry the most. So, Jumper is definitely getting axed. Then Goose Wings. But we'll keep Goose Wings for now because the 1900D is a little bit bigger. We already took the Strata Regional, I believe it was. I wonder if anyone else offers the Saab 340. So Forest Air does offer the Saab 340, but not exclusively. It also offers the Cessna and the DHC. Edwards Bay, just the 208. Don't want them at all. Havana just does the 1900s. So they would be a good second option because they would only be offering those 1900s. I think that might be the way to go, is to have Havana replace Goose Wings eventually. Cool. Okay, so we're starting to upgrade our flights. We're kind of optimizing that a little bit. We do have almost 900,000. How much progress have we made on our license? We're about a little over halfway done with that license, which is good. Once that's fully complete, I'll try to take on these 4 terminals as well. But I think it's time. It's time to unlock this other area. Let's clean up the land here, make sure there's no debris or anything. Get rid of all that. We can put another road, a world entrance tunnel here. And we can put it all the way at the end. And I want to just see how many parking lots I can put. Right there. Let's just start building these out. Oop, nope. There we go. These parking lots, as soon as you get like a really big parking lot going, these start to really pay a lot of money. Okay, so we can do that all the way to there, and then the world entrance tunnel can go right here. All right, that is as many parking lots as I can put down right now, as many as I can afford to put down right now. We'll let my cash build up a little bit more. We'll fill in the roads here, and then I will probably, I'll actually turn this off and get rid of this one. So this was our staff parking lot. We're going to flip it around so that it'll fit better. Yeah, we'll flip it around so it'll fit better and we can fit another commercial one here, and then we'll build a road going this way for that one as well. Ooh, we have gotten the extended commercial license. Perfect. Awesome. So now we've unlocked a bunch of new stuff. Catering service, aircraft cabin cleaning, de-icing are 3 more services we can provide to airlines. I'm actually going to go after Project Group 2 because I think that would be a nice thing to have. You can already see cars are starting to park here. As this fills out, we will rapidly increase our income from parking. And you'll be able to see actually just in... Let me collapse all this. Collapse all that. All right, daily. Yesterday we made almost 60,000 just in parking, and 250-ish thousand plus 5,000 from passengers from the actual airline operation. So this is a sizable chunk of our total income right here. So that's really sitting about where we want it to. We do have airline lounges. That's something we could build. Really not going to be relevant until we see like 4 and 5-star airlines, and we're not going to need those until we're doing medium aircraft, because you really just don't need that for the small ones. Airline lounges are for like your first class, your high-end customers, and we don't really have any of those right now. What we can do is build our upgraded air traffic control tower. And then you don't need roads to get up to it, but I like the idea of bringing the road up to it because it does technically have parking spaces at its base. We can also build a medium radar tower, which will increase our flight capacity. We don't need to do that right now, though. It's just not necessary at this point. I want to let these last couple of jumper flights filter out before we cancel the contract, but we will be canceling their contract here soon. I'm just not going to schedule any new jumper flights in the meantime. Let's just delete this. We can get rid of that now. And then this is going to be our exit. Exit only, and we're going to make this entrance only. So traffic is going to come in this way, come left, and then come out this way. Ooh, engine failure. Okay, we do have a spot available for you right there. So they're going to come in. Fire truck's coming out to meet them on the runway. And then we can get rid of that small tower. Yeah, this is the old school DC-3. Okay Air Vintage. Oh, that guy carries 13? That's a pretty big, that's a big flight, actually. We actually get the money for their passengers since we offloaded them. And we'll get money for maintaining that plane since we're throwing it in the hangar there. So, all good for us. All good for us. Let's finish throwing down the last of these parking lots. Now we need to make sure the whole thing is walkable. That's the next challenge, right? All of these parking lots, people need to be able to walk from their cars to the terminal. We won't need them down here because these people in this bottom row of parking lots can walk up to here, and then they can cross over, and then they can walk all the way over to here, or they can come up to terminal number 2. And I might actually take out one of these rows and have some kind of like center piece here, some like landscaping design, maybe a sky bridge to walk from here to the terminal would be nice. I don't know. We'll figure that out as we come to it. But that is the parking lot, and you can see cars are trickling in, starting to fill it up. So let's look at our income. Hourly from parking is going up. Previous hour was 6,580. Current hour 6,750. The average over the last day was 4,000. Previous day was 100,000 from parking, with an average of 35,000. So big increase in airport income just by having cars parked at the airport. Really, really big increase in income just from doing that. And I don't need any staff to operate this. I don't need to do any repairs on this. This is all set it and forget it. Really good way to build up passive base income. So that stuff like the economy collapsing, really, we can just ignore it. Our departing baggage loaded onto aircraft is low. And the reason that's low, if we go to our baggage security system, right, we have the baggage shredder. So let's see, is there any new bags coming in? Once some passengers come to load their bags in, we'll see how this works. Okay, here we go. So people are coming up. So there goes a bag, right? Backpack just got thrown on here. It's going to come down the escalator. Scanned, it's green. So that one's good, and it gets passed on. Those two are good, they get passed on. If this flag's red, it kicks it over to this tier. And then each of these guys is going to scan it. And if any of these flag red, it's going to send it to the shredder. If they all flag green, it sends it back here. So 100% of the bags that are going this way are good. Not 100% of the bags on this are bad, though, because we don't have Tier 3. Tier 3 is the final set of scans we can do. I'm going to go ahead and accept this now, because we have the staff to research it. Tier 3 is a manual check that we'll put right here. And basically, it's an actual security officer who opens up the bag, looks through it, verifies that there's nothing good, or finds the thing that's bad. If he finds anything bad, he'll throw it in the shredder. If he doesn't find anything, he'll pass it on. And at that point, 100% of the bags we pass through will be good to go. The other thing I want to do, we've got $100,000 saved up here. I'm going to build a second floor for our office building here. So I'm going to throw, expand this out here, and then build that up. Because we're going to want some more staff spaces, because we're going to bring on our C-suite. We're going to start hiring executives. I want to start with a COO. So we'll hire a COO. I want a strategy director. Honestly, we could just hire the whole C-suite at this point. Procurement director, a CFO, an HR director, and a CIO. Do I have one of everything? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Okay, so we have hired our executive board. So right now, like this whole area, everyone's allowed in here, and that's fine. But I want to start to separate the staff out a little bit. So this will be like a common room. Let's build an elevator here. Strata Regional Flight AS-150 had a failure of one of its engines. It's going to go to the maintenance hangar. Yeah, I want a nice little executive area for my leadership team. So there we go. We've got our executive board up here now. So what the executives do is they have different perks each of them offer right here. You can pause to read all this. I'll go over the quick highlights. COO, auto repair stuff. If I have a COO and a CIO, we have the auto planner for flights, which eventually I will do. I will set this up so I can click that and have my flight schedule just automatically populate with whatever available flights, which is really nice. I can control salaries and shifts. She also makes salary costs 15% lower and increases employee productivity, which is great. And then CFO reduces fines, reduces taxes, and I can manually set fees. This guy is kind of the least useful. He reduces the cost of vehicle purchases by 5%. Whatever. So with all that out of the way, we have just finally, there we go. It took forever. We've unlocked baggage security level 3. Next up, I need multi-terminal operations because we're going to be building a second terminal here. So we'll get on that. But I think that's where we're going to leave this episode. So we have a small airport, a large parking lot, and we have all the land we need to expand our airport. Actually, probably will want to buy these properties, but we can start construction on the other terminal. I don't know. I could fit a terminal and a runway all in here. It would fit, but it would be small and it wouldn't leave me a lot of room for expansion. If I wait until I have enough money to unlock these two, I could build a huge terminal, a massive terminal here, and be able to support, dozens and dozens of large planes on a large runway up here. I don't know how I want to do it yet. We'll figure that out in the next episode. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you there. Take care, everyone.